Well, hello, and here we are again on another modification on my 2023 Tacoma TRD off-road. More stuff to do. As usual, I'm going to try and document it so you can see how a regular person does these things, and I try to, sneak through the lines of common sense and sometimes bad written directions and real world consequences of installing. Okay, it should always work out. Everything I've installed so far, it's been good. I bought the truck at the end of January. I live in Florida. I went to Michigan to buy it because you can't find these things the way you want them. You can't order them. And I got everything I wanted except for manual transmission. And I just found, as of today, it's September 15th, I think. I just found this truck exactly the same way, a base Tacoma 4-door TRD off-road. No the technology packages, or I think I have the base technology package, I think, because I can operate my car, locks, and start my car remotely via the app. But other than that, I don't have lane departure and the sensors in the back bumper and all that crap. It's just insane. I might keep it, I don't know. Manual sounds more and more better. Maybe it's just nostalgia. But that's where I'm at right now, is Ketchikan, Alaska. It's a rainy day. I'm actually in the garage here. The company place that I rented from, the Airbnb that my company rented my place from, are very nice people, and they have this super giant garage, which is awesome. They've got lots of toys. They've got the Gold Wing, and he's working on this, fixing up this Power Stroke 350 back there. And we got lots of toys. You can see there's tons of tools on the back end and lots of fun stuff. There's even a saddle back there. So they're good people. They're good people for sure. Lots of fun. But it's pretty simple. Anything regarding the front end, you're almost always gonna take off the grill, right? So I'll show you on here, as I've shown on when I installed these daytime running lights right here, which are doing great. I have to say, I was kind of surprised. We're gonna take off a couple of bolts. We have these 10mm bolts here and here, okay? And then we have, let me see here, I always kind of forget that there's a couple more. And then there's one on this end. And what you're gonna do is, you can even do it with a fingernail really, but you're gonna pop that up. Oh, it didn't work there, look at that. You're just gonna pop that up and pull it right out. So when this pops down, it makes the part there next to my bottom of my finger there expand and stay in there. It's a really cheap method, but that's just being pulled out. Look at that, just with my fingernail. So I'm gonna have our part start right here. And I'm gonna remove the grill real quickly. And because I have the Toyota Safety Sense monitor right there, the little shield, the radar or sonar shield. Let me see here, so I can show you. All right there, there is a, see it right there. We're gonna unplug that and we're gonna be good. So 2 bolts, unplug the Safety Sense. And I have other videos. Actually, you don't have to unplug the Toyota Safety Sense motor. You can actually just take out the 2 little plastic expandable bolts that I just did with my finger. The 2 bolts, the 2 10mm bolts there and there, and actually just take this off while it's still connected with the wires and just lift it and put it on top of the engine cover right there. And it will sit there just perfectly. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but it's really simple stuff. So we have the grill sitting on top of the engine bay. Great, awesome. Then what you're gonna have is you're gonna have 2 of these plastic wind diverters. I've already removed this one totally. And they have a small, one of those plastic rivet screws that I told you how I did it with my finger. And it goes to the back there and it goes into these little middle connections here. And I don't know if it's like a reinforcement for the thing that holds the radiator, but it goes right into there. So when I pull this out, there's going to be two plastic see this thing right here, and this one right in here will pop in. You just give a little pressure and it pops right out. So I think it goes into these holes right there, and then there's this one right down here. Okay, so the connection point is the kind of pop rivet plastic thing that goes into that hole right there, and then there's gonna be the pull out. You just gotta give it a little force, and it just pumps out with force, and it's there and there. Okay, and it's the same thing on that side, just in reverse. All right, great. So we have that accomplished. Wonderful. I'm probably at this time when I install these stuff, I'm gonna probably clean up these wires from the daytime running lights right here a little bit better. And just to give me a cleaner method here, I'm probably just gonna zip tie it to this this black piece of metal that the bumperette here is connected to with these pop rivet style finger. You can pull up your finger style little, I guess they're just pop rivet. They're plastic expanding rivets. I wish we had a better name for them. So, so the expanding pop rivets or the expanding plastic rivets, that piece of black metal there, I'm probably gonna zip tie the wires to get it a little cleaner. All right, I have Mr. Handy Dandy flashlight right here. So good. Let me tell you, the Nebo, especially the rechargeable ones, which I think they only make them now because they get smartened up. Oh, so good, dude. These things are badass, man. The adjustable, let me see if you can see. I mean, it's like crazy bright. Like, it's tactical. If you were out this would scare the crap out of someone, like, you know, on your property if they weren't supposed to be there. But it does a great job in general. Let's see here. All right, so there's a screw, like right in the back. It kind of looks off yellowish. Maybe it's some kind of non-seize or something like that. I mean, it's directly in the frame right there. It's a Phillips. It's a little weird to get to, but you can get your hand back there. I already took this one out. You can see it's a little wobbly. So, right there, let me see, right in the center of the frame, there's just two plastic little guide rails that it just clicks into. So I'm going to try and take it out right now. For the first time, no edits. Let's see if I can get some additional light somehow. Come on, Nebo. Do me right, Nebo. Here we go. Make it really wide. That will be a jam. Right. All right, Nebo. Let's see how this thing. There we go. I'll just clip right out. So even though there's two holes there, there's two here for screws. There's only one thing to put the top one in. So, and I dropped my flashlight. But I'm going to disconnect the cord like I talked about doing that and go on to the next step. All right, guys, I'm going to try and see if I can find a way to film this. Let me see. So to remove, let me see here. To remove the light connection from the actual fog lamp assembly, you're going to press on this very end right there, and it's just going to pull right out. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. So either way, see, right there, the very end, it's a little give. There you go, it's taken out. And then it's like, you look at this, right? And then you're just like, okay, what did I buy? Right, and you, not just putting it next to it, but like this literally weighs like, it weighs way less than a can of soda. Like maybe half this, you know, I think that's like 250 grams or something like that. This is easily like 4 times heavier and it's like mostly, it feels like either it's metal or metal compositing materials. And then what I'm gonna do is go upstairs and chill for a little bit. We're gonna need one of these connections, okay, because it's LED, so it's gonna need the conversion over, right? And then I think these are the ones I might have to use. You might have the ones with the they might have resistors in them or something. I have to read the instructions. I haven't read the installation instructions yet, but there's some screws and stuff in here. Pretty simple stuff. We'll go over that in a minute. All right, guys, so a little orientation about how these lights are seated into these brackets. Little bracket here, the piece of plastic, the cheap piece of plastic, not the light, is what's gonna hold the light into the bumperette, okay, or the lower valence, whatever the terminology is. Okay, so you can see once this gets in the correct position, there's holes on these two sides that are going to line up. You can see the tall side, the short side lines up the short side, and the tall side lines up the tall side. So just think of it that way, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take these bolts, okay, or nuts, I'm sorry. This whole little thing is, there are these Allen bolts here and washers. They are 5/32, and these bolts kind of fall in here in a real weird little way. So make sure you see how this nut is. There is the kind of a beveled edge on this side, and then there's a flat edge. You're going to put the flat edge pointing out towards the outside, so it's the first thing that it comes in contact with the screw. So you want to make sure that the smaller beveled edge is towards the inside of the light, and we're just going to put it in here, and it's going to drop in. Hold on, we'll see in a second. It's kind of a weird thing to do with one hand. Just got to get it lined up. There it is right there, okay? So you're gonna put one on there, one on the other side, and then you're gonna go, bolt, washer, through these holes here. Gonna be bolt, washer, and then it's gonna go through the plastic and connect to the nut there, okay? So I'm gonna do both of these and show you. All right, so it worked out real good. You can see here from the top, the taller part of the hinge on the taller side of that diagonally cut flange or hood for the light. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that when we mount them, this part is more towards the bottom. So I'm thinking this is the driver's side, and I'm pretty sure this is the passenger side, down there on the bottom. I do have a couple sets of wires. I thought it was just as simple as plugging these, but these are also similar. I think this is for just a different type. Yeah, they have these hot leads. I gotta read. If they don't have anything to do with the truck, then I won't mention them again. But it's weird that, like this right here has two connections, right? And these are the one, I know for sure this is the one that goes into this here. And then this is connected to what's already existing. But then you have these, and they have the same connections on the ends, you can see there, but these are a little different. So I'm a little confused. And then they have these like hot wire connections here. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. If it's nothing, then I'll let you know which one I go with, and then if I don't mention the other one, then there's no forgetfulness on my end. All right, the moment of truth, people. Let's see if this works. I'm going to start the engine to give you guys a idea of the start sequence of these LEDs as well. Some of you have followed, some of you have not followed the channel. One of the first videos I did was installing these daytime running light on each side there. So I'm going to start it up, and then I'm going to turn on the fog lights independently, see if it works. Success. And they are bright. Good God. I'm going to swap one out for the original ones just to give you an idea on the difference of the output. I don't know how much you can really tell, but that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I mean, even if you change the angle, you can tell it's just crazy different. All right, so I'm going to try and align these up. Should be pretty simple stuff. Let me turn the engine off. Yeah, I mean, that is bright. Wow. It's like the hand of God walking in the garage today. I can't wait to see what the damn light bar, even though it's amber. Okay. And it falls over again. Well, either way, my God, is that bright. We're going to get going, installing these and see how hard it is. The way it explains it, explains it. Let me see if I have the instructions down here with me. Of course I did. Well, grab this then. So, the reason why the light keeps falling down is because obviously the new lights have this extension piece and has a little bit more slack to get pulled out and sit on there. So, we have the bolts. These are 5/32 Allens. It's still loose. It goes up and down and twists, and that will be able to allow us to adjust. And these are obviously going on this. This one's going on this side because it's cutting away that way. So let me see. Yes, exactly right. And I'll actually see if I can do it here with you guys watching and make a fool of myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the proper 5/32 just for an idea. I think I have somewhere sitting around the old way. There we go. So we got our 5/32. That's for tuning up and adjusting down the road. Okay, and we have to get a Phillips screwdriver. That is what we need for the single screw. This tiny little joker, okay? And it's gonna go, I think it's in this top, it's the top tall one right here. So I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna do it live. Okay, hopefully it works out. A little light going on in here. Now you can't see what I'm doing, but you can see the amount of time from start to finish. See if this works out. Okay, so I already found a mistake. So first of all, you can see here the cutaway goes away. I really didn't think about that. The bumperette cuts away from the front to the back, so it sweeps that way. And the taller side that lines up with the taller side of the light hood it's going to kind of sneak into these little holders, and the pin is going to go, the screw is going to go in this top left one right here. But what I'm going to do is switch these out, because I want to have the bottom connection, the connection on the bottom. So I'm actually just going to switch each light out, okay? And just do it in that order, because I think if the connection is down lower, it has less likelihood to bend and chafe or any kind of problems with that. So now I'm going to put the, so you see what I'm talking about here. These 2 feet are going to kind of hook into a thing you'll see there when you're looking back there. And you're going to put the screw in the top left if you're looking at it here. And that is the only physical lockable connection, okay? Hopefully I'm not giving you any painter's or plumber's crack. If so, you can always go away. Let's see. These are not magnetized screwdrivers that I have, or Phillips, and it's staying on pretty good. Maybe the screws are magnetized, I don't know. You are going to have to do a little gymnastics here. So I have the light bar sitting on the reinforcement for the bumperette and a really wide beam. I got this in there nice. I'm going to take this and maneuver it through this connection that goes from the kind of the bumper to the reinforcement between what holds the radiator and the front bumper and grill area. All right, pretty good. Did it, went right in there, first try. Pounds of pressure maybe, just using the fingers. Now, first thing I'm going to do is make sure that the light turns on, because I reconnected everything. Okay. Great. That's awesome. Okay. And I know I can switch this other one out now while I have the light on. Make sure I have that in correctly, right? So I'm going to connect the supplied wire. So that comes out, it's all ready to come the right way. I'm going to unplug that, the little jammer. We're going to keep this stuff because if I ever trade the car in, as I told you, I'm thinking about getting a exact same model truck, but just in manual transmission. It's a love-hate relationship with the manual. But they're good vehicles. You can jump start them, easily. Just a little bit of as long as you're down a little bit of a grade, you push it yourself and get it started maybe. And nowadays with the people, the younger people, don't seem to know how to drive stick shift. So we know this one's working. That's great. We're going to turn this off. We don't get getting too hot or hot elements. They bang them around against other solid objects. They can break. Sometimes get brittle. But these are LEDs. I'm sure they don't have these issues. But I grew up without LEDs, so I like to be extra safe. Nothing wrong with that, right? All right. So we're gonna use these top ones are with the tall edge, and the short ones are with the short edge. And the connection is on the bottom part. I just want that personally. I didn't see anywhere in the instruction it has to be that way. I just think it's better, you know, water drainage, you know, making sure the wire doesn't chafe, whatever. It's just my personal thing. It makes me feel good at night, okay? So, we're gonna put the two little feet into the connection holder. And I'm going to try and do the same exact thing. When you're doing this stuff, really test fit your screws. And, you know, if you have a magnetizer and that's what you want to do with your screws, or you have a Phillips and a flathead you have dedicated for magnetizing, that's awesome. But don't go into a situation like this where it could be a pain to get the screw back, okay? Prepare yourself. So I have my light set away and everything like that. I'm going to slowly come up and around and hopefully get this. Oh, look at that. 2 for 2. Nice. Now I'm doing this one-handed, and let me see, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a couple pounds of torque. 10. About 10. Yeah, 10 half screws, so maybe 5 or 6 full rotations to get them in there, okay? All right, test it one more time. Yeah, look at that, much better. All right. Then, with this 5/32 Allen key, I'm going to adjust the pitch and the depth of the light. Not the depth row doesn't care so much because the hood that's on these is really, really well built, and the difference between coming out maybe an eighth or a fourth of an inch and back, you're not going to lose any light by hitting like the inner part of this molded hood. Okay. This is more for just getting your lights even and pitched down. You don't want to be blind people. You could easily blind people out, okay? So what I'm going to do now is change your view so you can see a little bit of these are not like floods. They're very like dedicated beams. They're actually very strange. Like that wall all the way over there has got to be a good 20, 25 feet. And the beam was only like 3 feet tall. So it's very much a directed beam, but they're both wide. I'd say each one's like that far out, 25 feet, seems like each one's like 20 feet or 25 foot wide and 3 foot tall. So once you dial this in really well, these lights will stay on the ground where they're supposed to and not blind other people out. I find I got this set up for this reason is because when I do use amber, or when I feel I need amber, I need a lot of it. I really don't ever need a little bit of amber. I felt that going with white fog lights to help with the spread of light more closely from the area you kind of miss with regular lights, meaning like from the light out, you're gonna miss this area of coverage on each side of the car, in front of it and to the side, where these things will really light up the closer part of the driving experience. You know what I mean? So like when you use beams, or just regular beams, not high beams, regular beams, when you're using them, you're gonna have this area, kind of like this patchy area here on both sides there and over there that's totally unlit. With these, that really changes the game. And that's why I went with that, because when I do need yellows, I usually don't need them when there's other people on the highway. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm in the middle of nowhere going to the mountains for snowmobiling or skiing or snowboarding. And I'm the only guy out there because I'm driving either from like Pennsylvania to Vermont, or I'm in Colorado or in Tahoe. And I'm driving like from Tahoe down to, what's it called? Down to Bishop, down near Yosemite and whatnot. And I'm the only person on the road. And I can, if I see someone's miles away, then I can turn off the big yellow. Okay. And for me, if you want to get the yellow fogs, that I'm sure it will be great. There's a couple of videos that are good to show you the differences between what the stock OEM little fart lights, these jammers, and what these white lights are, and what the yellow fog light from Diode Dynamics are. There's videos that will show you the difference between the stealth bumper 30-inch light in full spot, in full flood, yellow, white, all that stuff. I got the mixed yellow and amber, flood, and spot because I thought I'd just cover all my bases.